Happy Bulletproof Monday, everyone. I hope you are having an incredible, incredible day. You know, one of the things that happens to us in life, especially when we're little children, we have these dreams, right? And, maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, or maybe you wanted to be an actor, or maybe you wanted to travel the world, or be a princess, or, whatever it is that you wanted to do. And one of the things that happens, especially as we become adults, is for a variety of reasons, our dreams end up just being pushed to the side or getting buried. And today I want to talk to you about resurrected dreams. And first and foremost, I want to welcome so many of you who come every single week. So hey, Bruce and Ivy and Hope and Renee, it's great to see all of you. And if you're new to Bulletproof Monday, I want to welcome you too. Bulletproof Monday is designed to really assist business owners, whether you're a small business owner or someone who's got a full-time job and a side hustle, with the tips and the mindset to really help you succeed. One of the things I believe is that the future belongs to entrepreneurs. And so whether your dream is to start a small business, maybe it's a consulting business, or to eventually grow a big business, that's what I'm here to do, is to help you be served. And, I always like to share a little bit of what's going on with me personally. So I was just in Israel, and we got back at 1 a.m. on Saturday. And I have to tell you, Israel was just the most incredible trip. And it was the reason that I decided to train this topic today. And I'm going to be going through 7 steps to help you resurrect your dreams, 7 different ways to do that. And my hope is that you're going to leave today and be uplifted. You're going to be motivated. You're going to be inspired. And whatever that dream is, that secret dream that's in your heart, maybe the one you don't tell anyone about, that you're going to help give birth to that dream today. So that's my goal. And I'm literally home just until tomorrow morning. And then I'm heading off to the UK, where I'm going to be doing a training for 1,000 entrepreneurs. I also have some meetings. So it's just kind of a little bananas. So if you're looking at me today, I'm never afraid to tell you if I've got a pimple on my face or bags under my eyes. You're like, oh, she's looking a little tired today. I am, traveling a lot right now. But again, that is not, I'd rather be here and serving you than worrying about what my hair looks like. I've got a ponytail today, so it's all good. Anyway, with that, let's get into the show and the topics. So hey, Trish and Nadia and Pat, it's great to see all of you here. So starting really with our dreams, I'm going to go through 7 key aspects of dreams. And the first one is that the dream is there for a reason. So whether, Nadia or Pat or Renee, whoever it is, Bruce, Ivy, you have this dream that you thought of, and maybe you thought of it when you were 5 years old. Maybe you thought about it when you were 35 years old or 45 years old. That dream is there. It's there for a reason. And what I believe, and I say God, you may say the universe or holy guardian angel, whoever it is for you, that dream was put there by God because you're capable of it. And if you're taking notes, and I know many of you do on Bulletproof Monday, take note of that. That dream is there because you are capable of it. When I was a little girl, I really, really wanted to be a surgeon. I dreamed about being a doctor, having doctor in front of my name. And when I went to university, I left home when I was 15 years old. And I had skipped 2 grades in high school. I headed off to university, and I started to do a science degree. And we got to the point where we were starting to do classes with live dissection. And everyone would always say, give it to Sue. That's what people called me in university. Give it to Sue. Give the scalpel to Sue. She's the best cutter in the class. And my only sad part was I always said to the professor, can we resurrect the animals we're doing the dissection? They're like, no, they're just going to die. So unfortunately, but anyway, so I would cut and I would do these, I would do the incisions, and all the students were like, you're so good at it. You're so calm at it. But, I was capable and I had that dream, but I realized that the dream, as I said, number one, dreams are there for a reason. The dream wasn't necessarily about me becoming a surgeon. What the dream was about precision. It was about using the gift of a passion for health to really serve and help others. And that dream manifested in a different way. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So you have a dream, it's there for a reason. It might not manifest in the way that you want. So maybe you have a dream right now to be a best-selling author, but you haven't written one word of a book. I've written 7 books. So I'll tell you, writing a book is like giving birth to something. And maybe right now it's not about writing the book. It's about journaling every day on book ideas. It's about talking to other people about your book ideas. Maybe it's about scheduling the time right now to just go and, sit in silence and start to map out the architecture of the book. But it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason because you're capable of it, even though it might not manifest in the way that you think it will. Number 2 is dreams are sometimes scary. How many of you would agree with that? You have a dream and then there's this voice that goes, can I really do that? And the thing I want to say about that voice is the same voice that says, hey, Trish, stay up late and have the 3rd glass of wine, even though you're not supposed to. Or it's the same voice that says, hey, Pat, it's a good idea to be on social media at 2 a.m, even though you're supposed to be sleeping. That voice that's there, that inner voice, isn't always there to help to push us toward our dreams. It's actually there. Science is proven that's there to protect us. And so even some of the things we do that are self-destructive behaviors, like having the extra drink and staying up too late and doing all those things, even though they're not necessarily good for us, there's a degree of certainty there. And that voice always wants us to have certainty. So our dreams, point number 2 being that the dreams that we have in our heart that are sometimes scary for us, the voice will try and keep us certain and say, don't go for that dream. And, many years ago, I had a dream that, I was going to, move my family to America. And, we had our visa to go to America for 5 years. We didn't do it. And I was in Bali. I was doing a training for a group of entrepreneurs. And I was on the treadmill. I was training for another Boston Marathon. It was 2014. And my friend, Dr. Jennifer Jeffries, was on the treadmill beside me. She was actually training for a trek in Europe. And so we're there and I'm running and Jen's walking. And she said to me, Susan, and she's big into numerology. She said, Susan, it's a 7-year. And if you don't go this year, you're not going to go for 7 years. How will that make you feel? And I literally felt nauseous. And so in that trip, I said to Chris, I'm like, this has got to be the year. It's got to be the year we go. And all these things happened that year. I ended up getting pneumonia, just all this crazy stuff. And even at the last minute, we hadn't sold our house. We didn't even know where we were going to live in America. We knew we were going to live in Arizona. We didn't know where the kids were going to go to school. And we took this massive leap of faith and we got in our car. We packed 3 suitcases and a Thule rack on the top, packed the kids up, and we locked our house up and we drove 7 days across America. We rented a house and things began to fall into place. And it was scary because we had this life of complete certainty in Canada. And the thing I'll say to all of you, putting yourself out there, if your dream is to be a speaker, if your dream is to build a company, your dream is to make your side hustle your full-time hustle, there's going to be a degree of fear. But the thing I'll tell you about fear is that fear is just a way to keep you safe, right? And so the greatest things that are ever going to happen in your life are on the other side of that emotion that's just that little bit that's unnerving, if you know what I mean. And so whatever that dream is for you, there is going to be an aspect of it that's scary, and that's okay, because if you're not scared at times, how are you growing? Right? Yeah, as many of you know, I recently completed a 6-week course at MIT, and I was a little bit nervous about it. And so, nervous is another word for scared. Don't get me wrong. I'll be completely transparent. I was like, I already have a full schedule, running 3 companies, 5 kids, like all this life going on. Where am I going to find all this time to do this MIT course? But you know what? That feeling of trepidation turned into a feeling of exhilaration. And the same thing is true for all of you, right? That whatever it is you're dreaming, if you're a little bit scared about it, you can turn that sense of being scared into just this amazing exhilaration. Number 3 is, this is one of the most important ones. Dreams can be stolen if you allow them. Okay? Dreams can be stolen if you allow them. And so whatever it is you're dreaming, there are dream stealers, and some of you live with them. And it doesn't make them bad people. There are 3 reasons why people try and steal your dreams. So go ahead and write these down. Number 1 is they're trying to keep you safe. When I started in direct sales, my husband kept sending me emails saying, you're going to get arrested. He thought that network marketing was illegal. And he was like, you're going to get arrested. And one day we were out on a run, and I will never forget this. We were running down Davidson Avenue in Brockville, Ontario. And my husband looks at me and he's like, choose me or choose network marketing. And I was like, I'm choosing both. What are you talking about? And we had this big fight. You know, this was, gosh, maybe about 16 years ago or so. And one of the things is, if I had have allowed him to steal that dream that was in my heart, then I would not have achieved a lot of what I've achieved today. Right? So one is the dream stealers do it to try and protect us. And it wasn't that he was threatened by network marketing. He was trying to protect me from something he thought was a bad thing. Okay. Number 2, people will try and steal our dreams because they're jealous. And when someone's jealous, it means they're actually worried you're going to be successful at something. So if someone's jealous of you right now, just be like, yeah, this is awesome, because they think I might actually win. Right? And people will tell you all sorts of things because they're jealous. And the third thing is, the reason people try and steal your dreams is because they want to keep you stuck, and they feel threatened by your growth. And when you get into business, one of the things I will tell you is that your success in business is directly related to your ability to grow yourself. And I'm going to say that again. You can give me a shout out on Pat's big on Twitter and, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, but that when, your ability to be successful in business is directly proportional to your ability to grow yourself. So as you start to build a business, whether it's a marriage or a sister, a brother, or someone, a colleague, they may feel threatened as you start to grow. And you start to learn new things and you start to have success, because when people have people in their lives who start to become successful, it shines a mirror up to them and shows them all the places where they feel they might be stuck. So those are the 3 reasons why we have the dream stealers. And so people will try and steal your dream. And, it's not anything wrong with them. There can't be a testimony without a test. It's okay. If people are trying to steal your dreams, it means you're on the right path, and that's a perfectly good thing. You just have to be stronger than those dream stealers. And P.S., I am with my husband all these years later, and lots of good things have happened in our life because of the success we've had in direct sales. It's paid for our kids' tuitions. It's paid for trips all over the world. It's done some amazing things for us, and thank God I didn't allow him to steal that dream from me. All right, number 4 is dreams will come with hard work. I initially, in my notes that I wrote for all of you, I said often come with hard work. Dreams always come with hard work. Hey, Brian, yes, I am back. I'm going to be live. Hey, Frank, it's great to see you. I'm going to be live from London next week, by the way, for Bulletproof Monday. So I have a friend, JJ Burden. Some of you know who he is. JJ played in the NFL. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs. And JJ initially was released from 4 teams in 3 days. And one of the things JJ had to do was go back and work harder. He had sustained an injury. A lot of things had happened. He was also really small. And at the time he was playing with Kansas City with the great Joe Montana, he was actually the smallest player in the NFL. And he had to work hard. He had to train harder. He had to prove himself harder. My son, as many of you know, is on the autism spectrum. And, I've watched this kid. His name is AJ. He's so beautiful. He just turned 17. He inspires me every single day. I've watched him have to work harder, not 3 times harder, not 4 times harder, like easily 5 times harder. When he was a little kid, he was in Montessori, and I remember his teacher, Mary Jane, said, Susan, I need to talk to you about AJ. And I said, what about AJ? And she said, AJ's lovely, but the other kids can count by tens, and he can't even count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other kids are counting counting by hundreds and thousands. And he sits in the reading nook and he just looks at books and he gives everyone hugs. Now that's, it's great looking at books and giving hugs, but we always knew AJ had some challenges. And now, I'm so proud to say he just got straight A's. He's definitely going to be headed to university. He's one of the, this fall, I'm going to coach his cross country. He's definitely going to be in the top 20 in the state. He's getting recruited from other schools, but he has to work 5 or 6 times harder than anyone else to make his dreams come true. And what I want to say to all of you is you're all amazing. You're all incredible. And yeah, what you want, whether it's to be a multiple 6-figure earner, a multiple 7-figure earner, whatever it is you want, you're going to have to work harder. I was interviewing Brennan Agronoff today, and Brennan is 19. His company does over $2 million a year, Hoop Swag. He's got 70 employees. And yeah, he had to work harder. He had to work harder because he was younger. He had to work harder because suddenly he was building a business while he was in high school full time, having to figure it out. He's also been featured on CNN, Entrepreneur Magazine, and he had to work harder. And when I was young, I was obese. I had to work really hard to get to a healthy weight. Some of you have learning disabilities. Some of you have life going on, unsupported partners or whatever. You're going to have to work harder to make the dream come true. But we all love those movies, right? Where someone works really hard and their dreams come true. That's your life. It's the way it is. I'm sorry to tell you that. So I know don't be afraid of the hard work. The next thing, number 5, is dreams can be resurrected, but not always how we think they're going to be. So when we were in Jerusalem, we were at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is allegedly the site where Jesus was entombed, and they rolled the rock away, and the rock was broken, and he's not in there. And there are many stories in the Bible of resurrection. And the interesting thing about resurrection is it isn't always like we think it's going to be, right? And so your dream that you might have a certain idea of how that's going to be made manifest, but it might not be the way you think it is going to be, right? So going back to the Bible, so in the Old Testament, it was always prophesied the Messiah was going to come, and this and this and this was going to happen. But yet, even though the prophecy was there, Jesus was killed anyway. Right. And, to think about the magnitude of that, it was written about, they knew about it, but nonetheless, he was killed. The same religious leaders who studied, all of those scriptures, they still persecute him, tried him, and crucified him on the cross. Right. And the same thing is true of your dreams, that there will be a testing, as I mentioned, and there will be a resurrection. However, it's not necessarily going to look the way you think it's going to look, right? When I was young, I thought I was going to be a millionaire as a pro triathlete. I'm not even kidding. I thought when I first met Chris, I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire pro triathlete. I'm going to be on the cover of Triathlon. I'm going to have endorsements from this company, this company. I did not become a millionaire pro triathlete. I became a millionaire in business and direct sales. Who knew? Right? Like, who knew that that's how it was going to be? When I was young, I had a dream that I was going to be like a Wall Street stockbroker, and I'm not a Wall Street stockbroker, but I day trade my own stocks. I run my own investment portfolio. So whatever it is you're dreaming, be open to the fact that that dream can be made manifest in a way that might not look the way you think it's going to look. Bruce Corkill, who's here every Monday, love you so much, Bruce. You're just an awesome, good human. Right now, he's building multiple businesses. And I know Bruce has, dreams in his 60s of these businesses being so successful. And I think when Bruce was younger, the way he thought these businesses, he was also a police officer, but the way he thought these businesses being made manifest wasn't necessarily how they're being made manifest now. He's a Napa Valley wine tour guide. That's one of the businesses that he has. He's done some amazing things. He has great reviews. It's looking different. It's coming from different sources, but the dream is there nonetheless, right? And it's the same for all of you. Sometimes success is going to come later in life, and we hear about, I just read about a 20-year-old Bitcoin multimillionaire, maybe he's a billionaire, I don't know. I was just like scrolling, super fast on Market Watch. who knows? We look at some of the, some of the people who are having super success in their teens, and some of you might think, oh, it's too late for me. It's not too late for you. Your last dying breath should be like, I'm still going, and whatever it is, just understand there might be a delay. It might not look the way you want it to be, but ultimately, if you keep on going, it is going to be made manifest. And the next one, number 6, is dreams require faith. We're told, hey, Kristen, we're told to walk by faith, not by sight. And what that really means is that, people say seeing is believing. The reality is believing is seeing. Okay, believing is seeing, my friends, and we have to believe it before we see it. So when we're in Israel, we play this game when we're traveling as a family called the manifestation game. The last time we played it, we were in London, and I said to the kids, what do you want to manifest? They're like, we want to see Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. And I'm like, cool. So I said, how do you feel? And they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to be so excited. So one night I took the kids, AJ and Sari and Avery, to the West End, to the theater, and we went to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Anyway, we go to see the show, and on the way back, there's a lot of crowds and stuff. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's go this way. And oh, let's go this way. And there was this, one street, and I'm like, let's just go down the street. It's less crowded. Anyway, we're walking down the street, and we see this crowd gathered, and they're gathered behind the backstage of a theater. And sure enough, I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And they said, well, we're waiting for Daniel Radcliffe. And so the kids go up. Sure enough, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter comes out, they got to see him. So how cool is that? So, this time we were doing the same thing, and I was like, okay, I want really good Chinese reflexology. Like, that's my thing. Love, love, love it. And we're in Israel. It's not like there's a massive Chinese population there. But anyway, so we're walking around Tel Aviv, and sure enough, awesome Chinese reflexology, maybe the best I've ever had in my life. So we have to have faith. And that's the thing. There's always a test of faith. So when you're going for your dreams, and believe me, I have many, many, many dreams. I'm so grateful for the things I've already achieved in my life, the 6 Boston marathons, the top 10 Ironman, the success I've had in business, my family. But I just feel like I'm getting started, and I'm almost 50. Right? So there are so many things I want to achieve. And it's hard at times to have faith when, maybe your health report isn't great, or your business is a bit down, or finances aren't that great. But that's when you've got to have the faith the most. And that's why it's called faith. There's always a test. It's like working a muscle. You go to the gym, you do not grow your muscles by going to do the elliptical and not even sweating, girls. It doesn't work like that. You go to the gym, you get the rocking body because you're lifting the heaviest weight you can. That's called going to failure. You're pushing yourself, you're sweating, all of that stuff. And it's the same thing that's true with your dreams. Your dream is like a workout. And on the most trying of days, that's when you have the biggest test of faith, right? And that's how that you resurrect the dream. The last thing I will say about dreams, the 7th point, is that dreams are a lifelong pursuit. Dreams are a lifelong pursuit. You never, ever, ever give up. And one of my friends and mentors, his name is Jimmy Smith. Some of you know him. He's 91 now. But Jimmy had a dream to become a millionaire. And so he spent his career as a butcher, and he raised his 5 kids as a butcher. And he was getting close to retirement. His back had gone out. And he retired, I think, including Social Security, like $18,000 a year. And so most of you would be like, how is this guy ever going to be a millionaire? But anyway, through a friend of a friend, invited him to go to this event. He, saw an incredible business opportunity. He got started in that. He went on to make 6 figures. He learned a lot of skills in that. He started developing himself in his 60s, reading all these books. He was like listening to Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, you name it, Napoleon Hill. And at the age of 74, he actually started a business. And in a year, he got to over $1 million a year. And he's been there ever since. And so, it took time. But if he had have stopped at 71 or 72, or even just before he, said yes to that offer, he would never have made it. And my friends, the last thing I want to say, and just say to all of you from, Mondays I come to serve all of you, is that, You have a dream in your heart. You know what it is. Maybe it's more than one dream. Don't give up on it. That dream should be resurrected. It was put there for a reason because the world needs more of you. Whatever that secret dream is, I know it can bless a lot of people. If you get blessed financially, you can do good things with it. Will Smith says, money doesn't change who you are. It only amplifies what's already there. So if you're a good person, and I know you're a good person because you wouldn't, be showing up on Mondays and staying this long for these messages if you weren't. You're going to do more good things. But don't let anyone take your dreams. Stop playing small and really just, go out there and take one action every single day. Speaking of that, my class, Organize Your Life, it starts in September. This is the last time I believe I'm going to teach it live. And you can go to susansly.com and you can get registered for the class. And over 6 weeks, I help you get organized so that you can live these secret dreams. My podcast show on iTunes, the Susan Sly Project, there are some amazing, amazing contributors there. So check it out. Today I interviewed Brennan Agronoff. That one's not going to be up until next Monday. But, Jesse Itzler, who's married to Sarah Blakely, who founded Spanx. There's a whole bunch of really cool people there. I love to interview entrepreneurs and have them give their wisdom to all of you. So anyway, and if you want to see sort of what goes on in my personal life, you can go check me out on Instagram. That's where I post those photos. But anyway, with that, God bless. You guys are absolutely, absolutely amazing. I will be here next Monday from the UK. I probably will be earlier just with the time change, so I will post and let you guys know. But if this has been great, love for you to share it. Also, I read all your comments. So with that, God bless. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you next Monday.